Yes, welcome to the Jamaica Young Police Channel, where an experienced and certified detective is about to educate you with facts and not hyperbole for the government or its minions. Yes, I know that I've been getting a lot of DM from former police officers that the only thing I've been highlighting is the bad things about the police force and the thief in police officers, and I am not saying anything good about the good police and that there are good police officers in the police force, as if I as if I was one of the only good police, and Detective Corporal Blake and Gunton and and John Gause and Dudley Bryan and all those people and Ivanhoe Thompson, and I'm not talking about the good work that other police officers have done. Well, there are a lot of good police officers in the force, and the reason why wanted to have taken up time with this channel is because we're highlighting the criminality of these police officers and all the police force keep promoting thieves. You understand? When I was serving, I don't know if it's the same thing now, but as far as I can see all the way up to the deputy commissioners of police, two of them who should not be there, but they are deputy commissioners of police, including this commissioner of police, who is not a police officer but a planted political act. So the commissioner of police is not counted as a police. He's just like the present commissioner of police, in my humble opinion, and based on my experience as a police officer, he's just been planted here. It's just like having someone who's cleaning the groundsman who's cleaning the grounds of the University of the West Indies hospital grounds, and because the CEO of the hospital like him, so he just turned him into the the the, the main the person who's in charge of orthopedic surgery. But he has no experience. He's not a trained doctor or anything like that. But because of his political connection and also with the upper echelon of the hospital, he has been promoted. So he has no experience or anything to do with medical treatment. But he has been promoted. So that's why I don't talk about this commissioner of police. But I have so much things to tell you about him, but not now. Later on, this is Pride Month, so we have to give you everything. Cause we cannot leave out Pride Month. You understand? So, as I've said, welcome to the Jamaica Young Police Channel already. Um, we are certified, as we are an experienced and certified detective of the Jamaica Constabulary Force. Is here to educate you with facts, truthfulness, and not hyperbole for the government or its minion. The police force or its minion. I do not like criminals or thieving police officers. I hate them equally. I do not subscribe to support the notion almost every hard working police officers must be thieves, meaning that they must rob the citizens of their properties and valuables, legal or illegal. I don't subscribe to that notion and that philosophy. I remember as a young detective, and um, a certain name brand police officer, he was wanted me to do something nefarious, and I told him no, and he told me that when you're a name brand and a hardworking police officer, if you don't thief, you're gonna make it. You have to hustle. I told him that that's not the way I was born and raised and socialized by my parents and my community. I shunned that kind of behavior. That's why I became a police officer, and it's men like Tom Levine, Douglas Guthrie, even Calvin Benjamin to a low extent, because Benji was a shatter when I was growing up. You understand? Although um, he's a very very good friend of my boss. You understand? Yeah, some people don't like Calvin Benjamin, but I cannot say anything bad about it. I have no experience working with the man. You understand? But I know that like a police, I've said some things about him. But yeah, so I don't subscribe to that notion of police must rob citizens of their valuables, legal and illegal properties. That's not me. I believe that criminals must live in fear for their lives and not the law-abiding citizens. I do believe in preemptive strike. The criminals must live in fear for their life at all times and not the law-abiding citizens. If you kill one of our citizens, it's supposed to be incumbent on the government to do the same. You understand what I'm saying? By any means necessary, because What's the sense of sending a man killing 5, 10, 20 people and then they go to prison and do 10 years and come out? No man, that was like when you were convicted for dealing in ganja or cocaine. People life have no value in Jamaica now, man. So you understand, and that's why the people in Jamaica they have no trust in the system. So that's why the crime is like this. But you understand? So I believe that law-abiding citizens must live in a peaceful environment, peaceful and safe environment. Last week, that was in May, there was a video on various social media platforms with one of Jamaica's most wanted men from Riverton City, Kingston 11, named Siren Clark. And guess what? Siren Clark is 28, and this man has killed 34 Jamaicans already. I want you to listen what I'm saying. Siren Clark, who had made a video last week, was one of Jamaica's most wanted men, and he's 28. And Siren Clark have killed over 34 Jamaicans that the police have known of and counting. 34, and he's 28. But Siren Clark, you know that he's a poster child for the Jamaican for Justice campaign for criminals. You understand? They're the one that the unions down there that lobby the government and make to get laws changed to benefit the criminals, provide law for them. So you understand? So it's a socialistic criminal system in Jamaica. I don't think there's nowhere else in the world that kind of socialism works, but hey, that's how it is. So Siren Clark, last week, he gives a stellar depiction of the police officers at Huntsville Police Station. And unfortunately, it is true. Yes, I used to work at Huntsville and I'm still in contact with a lot of people from various communities in Huntsville Police area. You understand? Especially Cockburn, Penn, Payne Avenue, all those places. You understand what I'm saying? I'm still in touch with Riverton City. You understand? I even know about the killing of Coffee and Norman Dunkley and what happened to his son. So, you understand? And it is true. It is true. Some of the things, most of the things that Siren Clark has said is true. But what he had failed to mention among the corrupt police officers is Mr. Prendergast. Yes, and his name was mentioned to me. I don't know this police officer. His name was mentioned to me by a resident of Riverton City. I had received even some voice notes. Some of them had altered the voices. I received 2 voice notes and I altered the voices so that they could not identify the person who sent them to me. I told them that when they send it to me that I'll do the necessary. So you have to be strategic because you have to protect your informants, and there's no way that anyone will be able to identify the persons who have sent the videos to me. So that's a part of it. So Siren Clark had mentioned some serious stuff, and it's really true. But what I can say is, since the police force is more corrupt now than ever, and it is not the little police officers who are responsible for the corruption, it is a legacy that has been left by some allegedly thieving police officers who took over the reign of the division after the departure of these 4 men. So after these 4 men and they depart St. Andrew South, never to return there in leadership, the corruption starts to grow. It's like a seed. You just drop it and it starts growing. So I wanted to listen to these names of these police officers. Impeccable men. Former Assistant Commissioner of Police, Granville John Gause. No nonsense man. Former SSP, Dudley Bryan. Man, that man has an impeccable character, just like John Gause. Former DSP Ivanhoe Thompson. Good investigator, very honest police officer, that into no shenanigans and dishonesty. Former SSP Fred Williams. I don't have a photograph of Fred Williams because he didn't spend much time at St. Andrew South, you understand? In many communities, police and law enforcement officers don't only serve to protect or keep law and order. It is said and known that law enforcement takes the role of social workers, yes, in Jamaica, community organizers, because at times in time they're going to keep the dances and stuff like that. The police have to interact with the people, and you understand who's really in charge of the community. You understand? Uh, what's the in charge? We're not talking the dance. You understand that the dance are the one who are the criminals. But you still have to know, you have to communicate with these people because the police is not there 24/7 to be there like a helicopter police, monitoring the people and all those things. At times the police have to be counselors and the police are protectors. Sometimes they have to be mediators and even medical care provider. Yes, sometimes at times these men have proved time and time again that they are capable of leading the men and women of the police force with honor, integrity, honesty, ethics, decency, truth, respect for all, irrespective of one's address. As leaders, these men repeatedly told us, as police officers, you should be respectful to the citizens at all times and treat them as if they are your relatives. They echo these sentiments to us and make sure, and remind us that, look, not because these people are poor and they live in abject poverty. We are not better than them because we are all human beings and we are all Jamaican. They're just in a different social, economic environment, so we can help them. You understand? So that's the thing of being a police officer. As police officers, you can mix but not dissolve, because that is when you have lost your effectiveness as a police officer and the people won't respect you anymore. So just like what the people are saying about Mr. Prendergast, who is at Unspe. I don't know the man, never worked with him. I don't know any of these police officers that are there at Unspe at this current moment. I've left the police force over 2 decades or thereabout. You understand? But Detective Inspector Gunter is my junior man, and we used to work together on team like for the entire time I was there. Hard working police officer, Detective Inspector Ruben Gunter. Well, that man should be at least a senior school, but that's how it is in the police force when you're not corrupt. You understand? It is unfortunate to hear from citizens from Unspe Police area who's more skeptical of the police officers at Unspe Police Station than the criminal. How is that? Oh, you have the police officers, because I remember when I was there, the people, they love us so much as police officers. Like everything that they would tell us, even where the men in the community were hiding their guns and stuff like that, and they were very, very cooperative with us. So we were very effective in reducing murders and reducing crimes in the community. But now the people, they don't trust the police because of after these 4 men have left, as things start deteriorating, the police now have become like criminal stuff at St. Andrew South. So the people say at times the same police officers are seen in the companies of dance, like the late Machine Man, and I can name other men too, because they told me, and other most wanted murderers in the division. So people are telling me that even when men are wanted for murder, and they name them as person of interest, surprisingly they would see the same man who that they put on the TV as most wanted. They're in the company of uniformed police officers, because they're like the people are saying that they don't even know the detectives anymore. Like, hey, Mr. And like when Bobby Reg was here, Mr. Porter, you understand, and Mr. Hunter, and we could have tell them the things. Them are uniform police, you can't tell them none, because them are the same boy. They say them are click finger, and them are thumb fist, and them are lick shoulder, and them are lick up boot together, and them have the M16 cross them chest, and them and the boy, sometimes them and the boy, them a smoke all weed and a drink liquor. You understand? So you can't tell them nothing. I don't know how the police force get like that. You understand? And then after the police officer leave, after they left where they are with these dons, then the dons, they will hear the dons telling the people that these police officers are their boys. And it hurts the citizens to know that, these criminals are saying that the police officers are their boys. You understand? Can you believe that dance calling? Guess it, police officers' boys. That's all right, man. You know what I'm saying? So ACP Granville Guards, SSP Dudley Bryan, SSP Fred William, DSP Ivanhoe Thompson are police officers that the police force will never see again, because these men could not be bought or controlled, and their work in St. Andrew South Unspe area speaks for itself. Former ACP, Granville John Gause, the man character speaks for itself. Several police officers do not like him for various reasons, and each person's experience are different. I can't say anything bad about the man, but one thing that I know is that he left a legacy in the police force that can't be erased, as his leadership style was very helpful in reducing the murder rate in St. Andrew South to the lowest since the dawn of the 1990s. He was fair, honest, decent, motivator, humanitarian, community-based police officer, honest, diesel, truthful, and abrasive at times, but he was not an egoistic person. Irrespective of what someone said about him, he did not use it against the person when he was doing his job. The man was a professional and one of the best investigators so I had witnessed, something that no other police officer can maintain with the men and the women under his leadership. Mutual respect. Yeah man, John Gause was that kind of man. Not a single police officer in the force is half as smart as former SSP Dudley Bryan. And when I say half as smart, I mean that no police officer, it doesn't matter how much masters they have or a PhD, they are not half as smart as Dudley Bryan. You understand? And the man is not a degree police officer, but a man who is well read and rounded in every discipline when it comes to policing. Majority of detectives cannot come near the knowledge he possesses, which is outstanding. He should have been given the chance to lead the police force. But Mr. Bryan wasn't a corrupt, unethical, or immoral person. He did not get the chance to do the same, to lead the police force, because Dudley Bryan is not a man that can be bought, and he was not a political activist. You understand? So we have to talk the good things about the good police officer. We don't want to say anything about anyone, when they are dead. We say it right now, you understand? Former SSP Fred Williams was a man whose leadership style was different from SSP Dudley Bryan. But one thing for sure is the man has class, deportment, and respect for his office as a police officer. He did not spend a long time there at St. Andrew South, but he was a very good officer. You can't say nothing bad about Fred Williams. Good police officer, decent fellow. He was bringing back the real policing. Where before police go on duty in the morning, he was there early and make sure they are on parade and check the uniform and stuff like that and make sure that everything was in line. All the buttons and all those things. He was the real all-time police officer. Former DSP Ivanhoe Thompson was the man who the biggest thieves from the flying squad headquarters who came to St. Andrew South, who have done everything in their powers to sully the man's reputation, character, credibility, and work ethics, which were all based on lies. And those of who knew or know the police officers I'm talking about, we know the two of them. The two were thief in this police. Them tell life on all of the good police them are so. You understand? And sully them character. Some people they were very successful in doing it, but others they can't. They weren't successful, you understand? Because they would talk things behind people, but they cannot talk it in front of them because they know it's lies. I was one of the detectives who would publicly scold them when they went outside of the realm of truth. You will never find a detective as stellar, hard-working, meticulous as the great Ivanhoe Thompson. He is the man who is responsible for sending a late Natty Morgan to prison for killing of the 7 people in Seawood Gardens, Kingston 11. He is responsible for arresting and charging Wayne Sandakan Smith, the cop killer from Waterhouse, Kingston 11. Yes, and it was Dean from Towile, Kingston 11, that killed Wayne Sandakan and left him on the road like a dog. Yes, man, it was Towile man, it was the Towile people that killed him, because the Waterhouse people had chased him out. So he was trying to, pass through Towile to Ed Cockburn pen, but Dean killed him and they took out. You understand? And they left him on the road to make him dead. Left him on the road like a dog. You understand? He's the man. Ivanhoe Thompson is the man who arrested and charged the man Red Ray from Whitfield Town, Kingston 13, for the killing of the late Mark Anthony Jati of Tivoli Gardens, Kingston. That is Dodo's brother. Jim Brown's son. This is the man who arrests Red Ray from Whitfield Town, and you know that it was um, it was Buffy from Spade Corner who was responsible. Buffy and Radigan, that's dead. Both of them are they are dead. Who were responsible for killing Jackie? You understand? Because Buffy was friend with Blood, and Blood is the one that gave them information for them to kill Jackie because he wants to be the leader of Tivoli Gardens. And then when Red Ray went to prison, when Red Ray was arrested, Red Ray he was tortured before he was tortured. He's the one that gave up Blood's name. That's why they were able to kill Blood, and they killed Red Ray in prison. You know. So this is the man who was responsible for arresting Red Ray. The others who were involved, they were killed. They weren't taken into custody. You understand? So, you know. So after the departure, so after the departure of the senior police officer at St. Andrew South, everything started go AY downhill. You know, the era of corruption started to raise its ugly head and grew into a monster. I have known of police officers who have committed robberies. You know, I've stated his name already. Robberies, several robberies of cocaine. You know, like the late Ricky Augustus, CB Bailey. And had to return the drugs and money and apologize to the victim. Can you believe? A police officer commit a robbery and then he has to return the goods and money and apologize to the victim because the victim known a deputy commissioner of police, the person who's involved in drugs dealing, and know the deputy commissioner of police, that he was able to call St. Andrew South and the superintendent and tell him that he must return it, he and the other two police officers. And later on he was promoted to detective corporal. I don't know that was the deputy commissioner of police, but he was showing corruption works in the force. Other police officers are known criminals to the people in Hunts Bay police area. And as the years went by, it has only gotten worse. Honestly, I do not see any future for good police officers elevating in the police force. When good men's career are tarnished by political activists like Wayne Cameron, yes, Wayne Cameron was at Ports Division, Marine Police, you know, then you know you're in trouble. As a former member of the police force, social workers, community organizers, counselors, protectors, mediators, and medical care provider by helping the citizens who are living in abject poverty. You know, you seek help for them, you know, for them to see the doctor when they are sick, or provide homes for them through Food for the Poor Foundation. I can categorically say that these men are the epitome of what it is to be exemplary, ethical, honest, decent, truthful law enforcement officers. They were leaders who led by examples. Congratulations to these men on a job well done. That's ACP Granville Gause, SSP Dudley Bryan, SSP Fred Williams, and DSP Ivanhoe Thompson. Also the late Lincoln Castle, DSP Leslie Ashman, they call him Ashes, who was our team leader. He was our tutelage and the one that guided us throughout our career. And he was a very good man, and he is still a good man. Their service is invaluable to all of our communities they have served, including the police officers. These men are one-of-a-kind police officers whose legacies will live on forever in the lives and hearts of good police officers and citizens alike. Thanks for watching the Jamaica Young Police channel. Please remember to like, share, comment below on the video, and most of all, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, do so, as it is free. Yes, to subscribe to the channel, it's free, and to share it is free. It's not costing you anything. It's just, you know, a click of the mouse. Everything is, you know, is computerized, so you just click. You know, you don't have to lift it up or anything. That's not like a load. Have yourself a beautiful day and all the best together, family. One love, said the late Marcus Garvey, and we echo such sentiment on this channel. You know, we're all about spreading the word, truth. truth, and that's all, you know, Jamaica Young Police channel is all about. So we'll not forget those who have contributed to our lives and who won't be ungrateful, and we'll forever respect them and have them, you know, in high esteem, because these people were good people to us. They guided us in our career and helped us to mold us into the persons a lot of us are today's day, especially you. One love. Again, peace.